How do we use the calculator to evaluate secant, cosecant, and cotangent? Because if you look at your calculator, you don't have a button that says secant or cosecant or cotangent. No, you do 1 divided by cosine of 23 degrees. And make sure you're in degree mode. Okay, so watch this. If I do this, 1 divided by cosine of 23. And you should be getting 1.08. Now remember, cosine and sine, all of their values were in between -1 and 1. So when it comes to secants and cosecants, all of their values have to be more than 1 or less than -1. Because when you divide by a number which is less than 1, you get a number that's bigger than 1. Now, you could, what I find is that sometimes I see kind of crazy stuff on a problem like that. Like instead of doing this, I'll see the cosine of 1 over 23. Okay, that's not going to do it. All right, that's wrong. You don't want to do that. Now, could you do something like cosine of 23 and then hit x to the -1? What does that do when you hit that x to the -1 button? It flips it. That should be the same thing. 1.86. That is actually the same thing. But here's what a lot of students do, okay? They think, oh, that cosine inverse, that's the same thing as hitting cosine and then hitting x to the -1. No, it's not the same thing at all, right? This is a multiplicative inverse. That's a reciprocal, which is okay here. That's the inverse function, which is a totally different thing. So I think it's safer. It's safer to just do 1 divided by the cosine to get this, right? And what was that, 1.083? Something like that? Okay, how do you think we would do the cosecant? 1 divided by the sine of 34 degrees. And what is that? 1.7? Okay, what about the cotangent of 12? How would you do it? 1 divided by the tangent, right? And that is 4.72. So, I mean, even in pre-cal, Blakely, what'd you get? Okay, 4.70. I don't know where the 2 came from. Maybe I heard it. 1.8? Okay. So even in pre-cal, we make mistakes on this all the time. And one is that we do this part wrong, and then the other part is that sometimes you're being asked for, angles which are in radian measures, sometimes it's in degrees, and that always being in the wrong mode. You got to just every time you got a trig problem, you got to say to yourself, what mode am I supposed to be in?